What is up, everybody? And this is Flamer here, and I'm back to give you guys another top speed tune. This is gonna be on the Ford GT. This is gonna be I would say quite simple one. It's a 272 tune. I've worked on it a decent amount, and I actually haven't really touched it ever since I got it here. So, as far as I know, they haven't really messed with it with all the updates that's been out. So, um, if there's anything that changes, I'll let you guys know. But most likely, there's not gonna be a whole lot of changes on there that need to be done on this at least. I'm gonna skip the quick tune and the tires and all that stuff because most tires are is everyone's preference, but everyone always has maxed out power level and weight reduction. So here's the suspension. Pretty much about the same with almost all the other tunes I have. At least the ones I've done. It's pretty much standard at this point that I always run these settings on suspension for most of the cars because it works on majority of them, really. So you want all the way up on the front, all the way down in the rear for both ride height and spring rate or natural frequency. Anti-roll bars are going to be both at 10. Compression and rebound. The compression is going to be 57 on both front and rear, and rebound is going to be 87 on both front and rear. Camber is going to be a 1.8 in the front, 1.1 in the rear with no toe angle. Drivetrain, that's all on you guys, however you want to run your drivetrains at. The transmission, though, this is another transmission flip. So you want, for anybody that's new to transmission flips, you want to take your final gear, max it all the way out to the right to which I believe it should be 5.0. Then match your top speed to what I have, which is a 280. Then take your final gear and bring it all the way down to 2.105. And then after that, all you gotta do is match the gear ratios I have here. From what I remember, first and second gear I did touch. Yep. And then after that, it's all pretty much about the same. So fourth gear I did touch a little bit too. So you want 1.099. So all the way to the left on fourth gear, and then for first you want it all the way to the right. Fifth gear is maxed out also, and sixth gear is kind of almost all the way to the right. You want that to be at 350, which is it's automatically gonna be peaked out at the max of 350 at 0.874. It's gonna be like most transmission tunes I have for most of my cars. It's gonna be a 5-gear setup, so that way you can have 6 gear for drafting. It works out most time. So on that, I'll head out to the tracking lake and I guess see the speed. I haven't ran this in forever though, so I'm pretty confident that it can do really well in the turn. But we shall find out. As I said before, I'm pretty confident it'll run very, very well in the turn. It's probably going to run probably close to probably around 255, maybe 260 in the turn. Because most cars, from what I remember, they go about 10 to 15 miles per hour slower in the turn for the most part. The only one that's an exception to that is the Wyra. The Wyra goes about, from what I remember, like 4 mile per hour slower. That's about it. But yeah, this actually may be, looking at it, I'm gonna be correcting myself on this just in case, but this actually may be a 6-gear setup. But I'm pretty confident it should be just 5th gear though. If it's 6th gear, then you'll have all the 6th gear to be able to draft and be able to be at your top speed. But I'm pretty confident it's a 5-gear setup. The reason I'm saying that right now is because I remember in Gran Turismo 6, this thing, you wanted the gears to be, from what I remember, you wanted the gears stretched out as much as you could so you can get the most potential out of it. But that doesn't seem to be that big of a factor on a couple of the cars in the game on here on GT Sport, because back in GT6 there was a handful of cars that you wanted to stretch out the gears as far as possible to get the most potential out of the car. One of them was actually the Corvette, which I believe is about the same way how it is on here as it is on there. As you guys can see here, I'm easily able to handle the turn. It does jump a tiny bit on the top, so I'd be wary on the top if you're going at least I would say 280. I would be wary on 280, but you can easily go all the way down to the bottom and go way up to the top. So actually, it probably goes, I would say at average about 264 on the turn, if not 265. I'll let it hit to roughly around 271. Shift it into 6 just to make sure I'm not mistaken. That's the 5th gear. Thinking that's a 5th gear, and it's actually a 6th gear. Yeah, you could. Okay, so you could actually run in 6th gear or 5th gear from what it looks like. Because if it jumped up to 270, back up to 271, it's probably gonna hit it looks like it'll hit 272 by the time I hit the tunnel, most likely. If not, 5th gear is what you're gonna want to be in. But just to make sure, I'm gonna go back into 5th gear, so you guys can see it'll hit 272 eventually. Oh, there it is. Yeah. And so most likely it's gonna be 272. You might be able to fiddle around with the 6th gear if you want to have it in 6th gear, but that's up to you guys. But yeah, that's gonna be about it for the video. If you guys liking this all these tunes, hit the like button. Also subscribe for more videos. I post every Monday and Thursday night, and I'll see you guys in the next one.